Red Dead Redemption new mods introduce historical overhaul of weapons, upscale textures for different objects, first person view. So I seen this news and I actually thought it was pretty dope, especially because you know what I mean. Red Dead Redemption is such a great game, the first one, and the fact that we haven't gotten any type of like remake or anything like that, I feel like is really unfortunate. I would love to be able to see one of these days they have it so that Red Dead Redemption gets a remake so that it does kind of give that feel of Red Dead Redemption 2. It is kind of a tricky thing though, just because both games really do have such a different feel to them. When you play the first Red Dead Redemption, it really does feel like a old school western, and the environment of it looks very like dry and hot, like you would feel like from the western type of atmosphere. And then when you look at Red Dead Redemption 2, it looks more like cinematic, where it's one of those things where it doesn't necessarily feel like too hot the way the first game makes it feel, but you are able to kind of get that cowboy feel and that kind of cowboy cinematic to it, which is pretty cool. So if they were to try to do a remake for it, but kind of give it that same feel of Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm a little bit worried that it might take away of the atmosphere and the feel that you have from the first game. So hopefully it wouldn't, but who knows? Only time would be able to tell if they ever decided to do that. So we'll go ahead and go over some of the updates that we were able to get with the new mods and everything like that, and then I'll go ahead and get my thoughts as we go along. So, the new Red Dead Redemption mod released online in the past few days offers various visual improvements, new gameplay features, and better historical accuracy for guns. The first one of these mods is the Upscaled Everything mod, which doesn't yet upscale every texture in the game as the name would suggest, but brings significant improvements to a variety of objects such as wanted posters, blood splats, bullet holes, the moon, and John Marston himself. The mod creator also confirmed that every other texture yet to be upscaled eventually will, but it will require some time. And then I think that's pretty cool, especially when we have like some of the examples right here where it does kind of give it more of like a wood look that got shot, similar to this one right here. And then new lantern, so it just kind of upscales a little bit so it doesn't look so grainy and the texture just kind of smooths it out a little bit. And then we got here higher res floors, I think. All right. And then an upscale of John Marston. Now this is a little bit difficult just to see off the top. You know what I mean? You'd have to kind of really have a side by side comparison. I'm sure there's gonna be individuals out there as always that'll be able to come out with like a YouTube video that'll show a side by side comparison. So like the original PlayStation or Xbox version versus the new mod. But from what it looks like so far, I think it's pretty cool that they're able to do something like that, and I'm pretty excited to see what it'll actually look like as far as the gameplay goes itself. So the second of these new Red Dead Redemption mods is one that gun buffs and those looking to make the game more historically accurate experience should consider. The Guns of the Old West Historical Overhaul mod renames in-game weapons to reflect their real-life counterparts. So, and then it just gives like an example of some of the ones that they might have. I'm not too familiar with the guns from that time and everything like that, so I can't really say myself. But the fact that they're able to actually change it up so it does look like something from that time, I think is pretty cool. And then the third and final new Red Dead Redemption is the only one that introduces a new gameplay feature, a first person view mode for increased immersion. As the game never intended to be played in first person, there are some clipping issues, such as when riding a horse, but outside of these issues, the game should be fully playable with a modded camera view. The modder also recommends using the Clip Tweak FPS DOF FOV mod for a higher field of view if needed. And then just a little example, which is so cool because I have a buddy, he loves playing in first person with these type of games. So I remember he had mentioned to me that he had played Grand Theft Auto 5 kind of in the third person view. And then once he had beaten the game, he went back and played it in first person. And then he had also mentioned that he had done that with Red Dead Redemption 2, played it in third person, and then went back and played it in first person. And I had asked him, I was like, how is it? Do you notice a difference? He's like, oh dude, it's a completely different experience, and it almost at times feels like a different game. So the fact that they're able to bring that to the first Red Dead Redemption, I think it's awesome. I think it's so cool. And then Red Dead Redemption is finally available on PC 14 years after the original release on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. The game is also available on PlayStation consoles and Nintendo Switch and is fully playable on Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S via backwards compatibility. So Really cool. I think it's so awesome that they're able to do this, especially with a game like this, because Red Dead Redemption is such an amazing game. For anyone that hasn't played it, I would definitely recommend going back and playing it. And if you ever do get the opportunity, I would definitely recommend playing Red Dead Redemption 2, since it is a prequel, and then playing Red Dead Redemption afterwards, because even though a lot of the storyline and everything like that for the second game for Red Dead Redemption 2 wasn't necessarily figured out by the time they came out with Red Dead Redemption, the story still lines up so great. It's such a great story. The characters are really amazing in it, and just everything all around when it comes down to this series, I think is so cool. There's been talks of them possibly going and doing a Red Dead Redemption 3, in a way, I feel like that would be cool, but at the same time, if they ever decided to not go with that and then just kind of stick with the two games, I feel like it would still be a great franchise in its own altogether. So those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think about this. Are any of you guys going to be going out and trying to play this mod if you have the opportunity to, if you have it on PC? If so, leave your thoughts in the comments and what you think about it, because I would really appreciate it just to kind of hear you guys' perspective on it and everything like that. So if you guys could like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have been watching this long, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, until next time, Harmonic out. Peace.